Alrighty guys, hopefully I am live. I am running on a new program. It's allowing me to do a lot more than what I was able to do before. We'll see if this is working well. Good morning. I want to make sure that we are running as we're supposed to. Can you guys hear me? We're going to be testing out the system. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Oh, you guys can. Testing out the system. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Oh, you guys can. Look at this. I can go like this. I can move me like this. I can move me down here. I got a little. You guys probably can't hear me. So I am, working on it. We still have to build in the intro videos. I've got to get me a decent green screen in here, but for the time being I did get some of the green screen taken because I have the green screen behind me anyways. So I just wanted to see how everything was going to be performing. Okay, this is a little more of a complicated program, but guys, look at this. I'm here, and let me put this on here real quick. Can you guys hear me when I do that? Hopefully you guys can. I'll have to go back and check it. Then I can add. Look at that. I can add in the screen. We can go over here. I can even make this bigger and go boom. Bring you guys right here. And I can go over here. Oops, wrong one. Let me go over to this one, because I wanted to see how everything's going. And we can actually search. So if we wanted to say, what are we looking for? Lilly and Jack Sullivan. Now we can come here and look at this. Now this will be better on a second screen, of course. But now we have some stuff that we can import this stuff in. Boom! Do you guys get to see that? Oh, you guys do. And now it's behind it because there's nothing I can do. I don't have the second screen. If I had a second screen, it would work a lot better. It would work a lot better. But here we go. Oops, I just moved the wrong item. Oops, there we go. Let me go back to me. Let me move me back over here. So I think we're going to I think as I develop this system and start adding more stuff into it. Oh, thank you, Melly. And I got a great chat box. And not only that, look at this, guys. Watch. This is the one thing I have not been able to do. I've never been able to tag you guys before. So we're going to say, Melanie, thank you. And it's going to tag her. I wasn't able to do that before on StreamYard. And guess what? Now, granted, this is not going to be it for forever, because we still have to have people come on the show. We're going to have somebody here tomorrow night at 8. And we're going to be doing a show, so you don't want to miss it. Tomorrow night at 8, we have a special guest coming on to talk about a particular topic. So, hi, Smiley. I think it's better picture, too. Oh, I pray to God it's a better picture, because that's what it's all about. Let me see. Let me put it up on the big screen here. Hold on. And from here, I can actually tie in, believe it or not, I can tie in the big screen from my TV, from any of the TVs in this house. I now have an HDMI cord that stretches 20 feet. So I actually think I might ditch the second screen and install a couple of new TVs in the office. So it'll give us even more stuff to work. So I mean, it's unlimited of what we can do. Let me just put me on the big screen over here and see how it looks like on a regular TV screen. I hope it's got a better picture. Now, we have to upgrade the cameras. I got, the cameras, they're doing good. They're doing better. But I think I'm going to buy another actual, probably a $400 or $500 camera that's stationary, that runs just a stationary camera that's hooked to the computer, but not a little, it's a professional camera. All right, let me go up and search for me. There I am. See what I look like up on this is a test. Oh, I think I look great. You can see all my freaking strands of gray hair. Oh, I think I look great. You can see all my freaking strands of gray hair. Hold on, let me make this a little bigger. Maybe I won't have to get new cameras if this is the kind of quality we've got. Hold on, let me make this a little bigger. Maybe I won't have to get new cameras if this is the kind of quality we've got. latency is actually not bad. Oh. Oh, I'm crystal clear. The latency is actually not bad. Man, that's a lot of gray hair. Oh, I'm crystal clear. Okay, so maybe we need to go to the hairdresser, okay? I figured all natural, baby, okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm just all natural. I just like it. Oops, I'm doing the wrong one. Hold on here. Let me put this back to where it was originally. That's the slideshow. Let's go to the image. I got to remember I've got to select on... Why is it doing that? I keep hitting the wrong one. Why? Is that the right one? No, it keeps going on the image. Why can't I... There I am. Okay, I just had to find a corner. Apparently I made myself too big. So there you go! There's the tutorial. All right, so we've got one step out of the way. I had to reset the computer. I was stressing out, and I'm like, am I gonna have to go? I'm not going back to StreamYard. I'm not going back to GD StreamYard. So yeah, this is straight OBS. I'm not going through even Streamlabs or anything else. I've set this up on direct OBS, and it's a pain in the ass. It's one thing I've known it's a pain in the ass. I tried to do it several years ago. I didn't want to invest the time into understanding it. It obviously has a lot more capabilities than say StreamYard or Restream RO or I, whatever it is, OI. And we've got you know, crystal clear photo from a cheap camera, and we haven't been able to achieve that in the last 4 years. So I'm very thankful. It looks like we're resolving some of the problems. I'm using low latency. It's coming in crystal clear. So what does that mean? I just need to get a green screen, a decent green screen. This one's going to have to be reworked, and then I think I'll even be able to move. It'll just be my face. So. That's really kind of what I'm looking for. I will be changing the, obviously the image slide, and we have videos that I can put behind me and other stuff. And you see it's all integrating and working pretty freaking well. So I like it. It needs to still be worked. It needs to still be developed. But with all that said and done, I think we're going to be much happier here. We're going to have better quality a better quality viewing experience, and that's really what it's about. And it's a better quality viewing experience, y'all, without the price tag. I'm absolutely, just in this right here, I mean, we're going to still have to use StreamYard because I can't incorporate people on here. Well, I don't know if we have to use StreamYard. We could probably use, like, Google Meets. I mean, anything that I can plug in here. We could probably do Google Meets. We could probably do Google... we could probably do WebEx. You know, we don't have to necessarily use StreamYard to have our audience come on here. But we just have a little more flexibility to do it. It's a lot more work once I'm trying to set it up so I have several different scenes and we can just go that are set up and just go. So we'll see how all that works. But as I roll this out, it's going to be a lot better viewing experience, and we're going to keep working at it until we get it perfect. And I think this is going to be the way to go. I'm still going to have to order some type of streaming service, I'm certain of, to have longer conversations. So now that we've got this kind of under wraps, we'll be incorporating a lot more stuff into this. And it's basically building our program from the scratch up. I've got a blank box here. I had a black box this morning, okay? I've had to add in everything that you see here. It's very, very basic right now. But again, this is something I was able to do this morning once I get in here and start adding in our intro videos and adding in certain other scenes or features and stuff like that. It'll only enhance the performance, enhance everything. So let me get over here now that I've got a decent actual chat box that I can read and see and expand and identify you guys directly without having to go to a different program. It's just nice. It's just nice. So Melanie, the first in chat to say good morning to BHB and family. Denise, good morning. It's nice to see you. Don, Billy B for you. It's nice to see you here. Good morning. Lisa B always. Christy, Zipper, it's nice to see you. Linda. Good morning, Tina, Billy, Melanie. It's nice to see you, Missy Motormouth. Good morning, Smiley Stories World. It's nice to see you, Miss Lee, mom of 3. Good morning. Donna, it's nice to see you. Alicia, big hugs and kisses, my friend. I hope you're doing well. No More Lies says, good morning. Hope you're feeling great today. I am. My back pain is starting to subside greatly. It's still there. It's still nagging, but it's subsided greatly, and thankful for that, but I'm not pushing it. I didn't get back out into the yard yesterday or anything like that, and I'm just kind of taking it easy on the old back. Football mom, Lisa, it's nice to see you, Lisa O'Connor. Good morning. I usually watch you on my TV. Well, now you should be able to see me crystal clear, because I can, when I put myself on the big screen, like, I could literally see the strands of freaking gray hair in my head. I'm just saying. I notice what I notice. I'm an honest person. But I knew, I was gracefully walking into the gray hair. We all knew I'd let my blonde go. I still got a little tids of the blonde left in here. But you guys watched me go from blonde. We grew it out. We went through the helmet. I pushed through it. And it was awful. I remember there was a time I'm like, I'm just going to go to the hairdresser. I'm just going to be like, no, let it grow out. Let's just see what we're working with here, lady. Be patient. I'm not a patient woman. Well, I am at certain things I am. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to work through it. And now that I worked through it and got a good camera, I'm like, man, that's a lot of grays there, lady. Okay, well, it is what it is. Football Ma, it's nice to see you. Who else do we have? Nero V, it's nice to see you. Hey, Jude, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're doing well. Robin, Cheyenne, Carla, good morning. It's nice to see you, loves. Bren, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're doing well. And I know Rennie Ren has been sitting out there in the bushes, so I want to holler at Rennie Ren as well. So if our beautiful, sorry, I have to move the keyboard. If our beautiful Rennie Ren is out there, good morning. And of course, I wonder if I can put these on. Ooh, can I put this on the... that's one of the bad things I don't like. It doesn't allow me to put the comments on the chat. Damn it. That sucks. Well, all it lets me do is remove it. I don't want to remove it. Let me get back over here. It's every time I touch something. That's the only thing I don't like so far, is that it won't let me put the comments. I like being able to capture the comments and put them on the screen. Anna, it's nice to see you. Truth shall set you free. Nice to see you. Good morning. Who else do we have up in the house? Go through here. The Real Me Too's up in the house. It's nice to see you. Tracy, good morning. Crystal Pistol, good morning. Terry, it's nice to see you. Tracy. Pebbles, oh my gosh, I just rolled right past Pebbles. Apparently I wasn't going to say good morning to you. I think it's because you're blue, and I don't know. You were right, I don't know. Sorry, Pebbles, I love you. Eeyore Blues is up in the house. It's nice to see you. Good morning. Tammy, good morning, love. VA, Chaos, it's nice to see you all. I think we're down. Always watching. always watching. It's nice to see you. Be Betty fan. Starla, it's nice to see you. I'm trying to go back a little. Wasn't able on the phone, TV. Can anybody else go back? Oh, that might be one of the things of running through here. Maybe that doesn't allow you to go back. It doesn't have the back feature. We'll find out all the quirky stuff, and I'll see if I can find things to work around it. But I do like the box behind me, that changing. I think I'm going to enhance that, a little bit. But I think it's to capture all of our recent cases and have those showcased behind while we're having a conversation about true crime is pretty cool. So, again, I'm just really happy. I think it's a step in the right direction. It's not going to fix all of our problems right away, but I think now that I got the basics under under control, I think things will progress well. You know, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So hopefully we will. Anyways, guys, I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to watch my video or not. We've got several cases going on, and one of them is the Sebastian Rogers case. As many of you know, we've been covering that case longer than we've covered any other case that we have. And I always usually step away right about when people are starting to recycle a whole bunch of information. But there's a lot of stuff a lot to do here with this particular case with Sebastian Rogers, because I feel like Sebastian got a crappy shake at being found or even getting justice. And that's what's kept us engaged in this case. Now, are there other cases? Of course there are. And we're trying to find a happy balance with all the cases that are continuing to come in, as well as trying to advocate for this very specific case that I'm actually working on trying to set up an event at the governor's mansion. This is going to be something different than we've ever done. This is going to be more of an advocacy from a place of strength and support. So I'm trying to get a bunch of vendors to come in that help with a variety of things. Our focus is, we want resources there for domestic violence, drug rehabilitation, people that have stories of missing children, what laws need to be tougher, what can everybody do to help reduce the amount of crime that we are seeing exploding across the country. In this situation, we cover and have been covering children. It's hard to cover these cases because we're so emotional. I mean, even yesterday, I'm trying to cover Sebastian's case, and I'm so angry with law enforcement that it literally pours out of me on every single show that I bring up Sebastian on. I mean, literally pours out of me, and there's just it's at times almost uncontrollable because I'm so angry with Sumner County, not over just what they've done to me, but what they failed to do for Sebastian. And it's been a tough pill, because usually we can move the needle. We had a needle move in the right direction, and it was like, we keep taking 5 steps forward and 18 steps backwards in this case. And the problem truly is law enforcement. It is nothing else. I mean, who did this? We know the responsible parties are the mom and the stepdad, in my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. They can kiss my ass if they think otherwise. I'm an American citizen, and I'll open my mouth any damn time I please. And that's what gets me so frustrated, is that these idiots that are running that county, and these idiots that are funding that county, like, the Proudfoots and Bowersocks, think that they have control over my mouth. And no, you do not. Nor do you have control over where I go or what I do. The only time they have any type of authority is when I break the law. And I've never broken the law. So they've had no authority over me. None. And so it does get this kind of beast in me, because I know what I'm dealing with now. I'm dealing with truly a corrupt county that has a major good old boy system in place there. And I don't back away from fights like that, because that comes to my country. And if you guys know me, I'm a patriot over anything else. One of the reasons why we do this is to advocate for tougher penalties, because I'm a political activist. And one of my goals in my political activism is leveling these playing fields. There is no have and have-nots in my world. We are all to be treated the same. The only time my government has a right to put their blessed hands on me is when I break the law, and if I don't, keep your muggy hands off me. Don't touch me. And so this is why it's been very difficult navigating Sebastian's case, is because we have all of these idiots that are running this county and working this case. And they're not the kind of idiots that are just, making mistakes. They're the kind of idiots that want to use intimidation and things that they've used before that have had good results. Well, that's the problem, is I really don't care about what they've done in the past, and I don't really care if I'm an outsider or not. I'm due my rights there. I am still a taxpayer of the United States. They still get federal funds, and they are going to still treat me with some ounce of dignity and respect while I'm there. And that should be for any place. But these are the people that are investigating Sebastian's case, and I'm very fearful his case will never get solved until these idiots are out of office. And my primary goal is trying to find out what happened. I have an idea, a good idea of what happened. But we still don't know. Like, really know. We do not have Sebastian. And how are we going to get Sebastian? Can I go get Sebastian? Can you go get Sebastian? Can my neighbor go and get Sebastian? No. None of us are authorized to go get Sebastian. The only people that are authorized to go get Sebastian are the people with badges and our law enforcement. So when we see them cooped up in their office, instead of executing searches out on the streets for this boy, we know in our minds he will never be found. Because he's not in the Sumner County's office. He's out in this big world somewhere. And while they're hiding away with their tails tucked between their legs, we don't know where this child is or what condition he's in or if he's being abused. And every day that they sit on their ass behind their desk and fail this child every single day, and every single day that child is hurt more or abused more, that's on law enforcement's hands in Sumner County. That's nothing to be proud of. That's not honorable. That's not respectful. We believe in low-hanging fruit. What you saw executed out in Dyer County, Lake County, and Jackson, Tennessee, that's what we expect. And Sumner County can't even produce even an iota of that type of work. I was very appreciative, but I have to remember, Sonny was running the show when this started going on. He got the cavalry involved. That was Sonny. That wasn't Eric Craddock. Eric Craddock was just a face at that time. Sonny passed away, and his grieving wife, clearly not thinking, immediately went out and promoted Mr. Sheriff Struggles. Not sure what that was all about, but I have an idea. It probably had a lot to do with that good old boys club and maintaining control. And that was fine and dandy. But this is a 15-year-old child that disappeared under suspicious circumstances, and they're playing politics and having pissing contests behind closed doors. That ain't okay with me. I'm not sure who that's okay with, but I can guarantee it's not okay with me. And I can guarantee if you were living in that community, it would not be okay with you, especially if it's your child. But it's not your child. It's somebody else's child. What would you do for your child? Because if you're not standing up, if you're in this community and you're not standing up for Seth or Sebastian, maybe the change starts with you. I know here in this county the change started with me. I've thrown my hands up. Maybe the next board will be better. Every year. These people get in. They tell you the world. You interview them at length. They do what they need to do for the first 4 years. And then the second 4 years, it's the flip of the switch. And they are just somebody, now that they've got that seat, they're just somebody that doesn't even listen to the public anymore. They know better. That's how it goes. I see it happen more times than not. It's very annoying. So, what do we do? Where do we go? There's not a whole lot a lot of people can do. Do we know that Chris and Katie, do we all believe Chris and Katie? Raise your hand if you believe Chris and Katie, at minimal, are involved in the disappearance. We're not even going to say how, manner, anything. Just do you believe they're involved? If you believe they're involved, then, I mean, where do you go? How do you keep explaining that they're the people that need to be looked at? I think everybody has screamed from the rooftops that they need to be looked at. Where has it gotten this case? Nowhere. Has it gotten the sheriffs out of their office? Has it actually got them off their ass to do their job? No, it hasn't. We all know, but until they get off their ass to go out and prove it, we're sitting ducks. We're sitting ducks. I never knew a law enforcement, as much as they hate, and now I know why they hate me so much. Why that law enforcement body hates me so much, because I make them look bad. I make them look like the idiots that they are. Because there's not one person with a cranium and cells in it that would think that they have nothing to search in 18 months. Who believes they can't find one location to search in 18 months? If you believe that, put your hand up. If you don't, put your thumb down. Do you believe that they should have had a place to search by now? They should have. So where are the searches? I know we got people from Hendersonville in here, because we were just here talking about the boy in Tennessee, or the kids in Tennessee, the 4 victims in Tennessee, and somebody's like, I'm from Hendersonville. And I'm sorry, but I just kind of fell out. I'm sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. And it's a beautiful place, but boy, your government really stains that crap up. Sad. It's sad. I heard Marsha Blackburn's, her ad for, I'll be honest with you, I hate doing this publicly, but I pride myself off of honesty. I'm hopeful, for a new governor. I mean, Bill Lee, I like Bill Lee, but let's be honest, he's been running the ship for a little while, and, people are now starting to drag bodies to Tennessee. I mean, it's getting ridiculous, okay? From our perspective, from a true crime perspective, it's getting ridiculous in Tennessee. I know that there's other things besides just crime that the government in Tennessee does well, okay? So, and I do have high regard and respect for Bill Lee. But if you had me to say Bill Lee versus Marsha Blackburn, I have more loyalty to Marsha Blackburn than I would Bill Lee. I've never met Bill Lee. I have met Marsha Blackburn multiple times. So just on knowing her and having conversations, just on that personal front, she would have loyalty because I know who she is. I know who I'm promoting in the state of Tennessee. But the problem I have, and this is all honesty, is when I was listening to her ad, and yeah, you want it positive, right? You want it a positive ad. This is the best place to live, type of ad, right? But it wasn't realistic in my, look who it is, Blackhawk. Nice to see you, my love. I hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a while, so that means you must have been busy. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Amazing how TV eyes use video footage to track down Drummond, but if Sebastian walked off... Exactly. I know. You're screaming to the choir. Like I said, that's why I'm bringing up this whole search for Drummond and showing and showcasing what good policing in Tennessee is, because, I mean, if we were to base policing in Tennessee off Sumner County, we'd give them a big fat F. But if we would, grade them off of Drummond, we would probably give them an A or a B+, at minimum. Hi, So, yeah, I get it. It just... But we have to call it out. We have to showcase it. We have to make it make sense. Because we need people to understand that they're getting jaded. They're getting gypped by their government, You want a government that works for you, You want a government when your child goes missing that they literally turn over every rock, not just say it. You're actually getting an insight on who you're voting for. And they got an insight on him, but everybody thought he was going to be, I'm talking about Sheriff Struggles, this a-hole right here, Really, he's young, you would think that he's ballsy, ready to be edgy, ready to get the job done, just, and you got a wanker. I mean, I don't know what else to say. He's not tough on crime. He wants to be the pretty boy with the sheriff's pension. That's what he wants to be. He didn't want to be law enforcement. He's not managing his department correctly from where I'm standing. I'm sorry, he's just not. He's got a lot to learn. He's too green. I don't know who. I mean, again, this is a good old boys club, not based upon who's the best for the position. That's the problem I have in communities like Sumner County. You guys need to be fighting for who's the best for the position. Not how many freaking flyers you get in the mail with a good-looking sheriff on it. I mean, hell, if that was the case, we should have, you know what, if we in today's society, we could literally get anybody pushed through Congress if it was just based on looks. It's got to be based on a lot more than that. This man, Sheriff Struggles, has shown the world he is incapable and does not have the work ethic for a high-profile case, let alone a problematic missing child case with friendlies in his own community. Because it's really hard that the rest of the population out here believes he's covering for him because he won't open his blessed mouth. But he's so stubborn, and he's probably in the background saying, I'm not going to have them force me. Dude, it's your job. It's your career, not mine. I'm just saying. But I can tell you, I know people. That's one thing I know. I'm a well-seasoned person. I know people. And people are looking at this child and thinking, what if it was my kid? Dude, your career's done. Your career's done. It's done before. Failure to launch. Failure to launch, Sheriff Struggles. Failure to launch. If that a-hole is still in that office on the next cycle, you know what, Sumner County? You deserve it. You deserve what you get. I mean, this is the same sheriff that's arresting people for DUIs that didn't even drink. They can't even use their own judgment and common sense that they don't smell alcohol on people. Like idiots. It's an embarrassment at this point. Sumner County's making the rest of the Tennessee look like crap because you know what? Every other sheriff in Tennessee knows how to open their mouth and knows how to handle the public. He's too green for the position. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's barely keeping his neck above board. And he's begging for all the wrong things. He's begging for money for his own improvement and stuff, but not for anybody else's benefit. He's not fighting for raises for his staff. He's fighting for raises for himself. He's not fighting for Sebastian. He's ignorant. He's ignorant and he's green. He's got to move on. He needs some world and lifely experience before he becomes a sheriff. That was by far one of the anyways, I don't want to be disrespectful to the voters because at the end of the day, a lot of people, they don't know. They are convinced the government nothing they do is going to ever help, and it's not true. Because if you are watching what is going on right now, it is. You guys have no earthly idea. I know that they sway people one way or another. They will never be able to sway me, and I always do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, not because it's easy. I've lost a lot doing the right thing. Lost a lot. But I will continue to do that because that's what we need. That's what we need. They voted incompetency. Yeah, they did. And I'm sure it was, loyalty and stuff, but that's the problem with the good old boy system. It doesn't work. If it worked, it would have worked a long time ago. Okay? It doesn't work. All it does is it keeps bad people in power a lot longer doing terrible things, and you are none the wiser until they're out of office and people start talking about it. Because you trusted them. And that's the problem. There's just, in this society, like I've learned more times than not, it's hard to trust people. So when you have somebody in your life that you trust, then you keep them there. Because I'm telling you, it's few and far between this day and age to find somebody you can truly trust. So, I'm just saying. Tennessee is not for me. I used to love the place. It scares the hell out of me now. And until I get some movement in there, there's not a whole lot of nice things I can say outside of the place is pretty. It's got a lot of secrets. It's got a lot of dark secrets. And that brings me back. Oh, I never even finished the Marsha Blackburn thing. And that's what brings me back, because, you know, I want to hear some tough on crime stuff from Marsha Blackburn. But when she comes out with her first governor video and says, you know, everything's so hunky-dory and she's just going to do it better, I think she failed to launch herself. Because there's some serious issues going on in Tennessee, and if she's not going to address them and be honest about them with her voting body, we're going to have some problems, even with Marsha Blackburn. Because I'm telling you, this year, I am going to be tough with politicians in Tennessee. It's no whole bar for me. I don't care if I'm MAGA, I don't care what, but I'm getting sick and tired of this crap. I just am. And so I want to hear, if I'm going to put anything behind anybody, which we do, I know you guys don't realize, but we set up a lot of phone banking, you know, canvassers, just a lot of stuff that people don't even know we're even involved in. And we get people out there, and if we're going to be investing time like that into the state of Tennessee, you know, I want to hear some truth, you know? I want to hear some truth. I want to hear, you know, yeah, we got problems. Yeah, we need to start getting tougher on crimes. Here is my solution. We need to make tougher penalties for people that harm children. We need to start realizing we have problems. They need to start having some infrastructure items. The trail cameras in backwoods, if they're not going to put in infrastructure for internet, they need to start making their people safe. And we know that it is a dumping ground because there's so many nooks and crannies in the state of Tennessee. It's really sad because in Washington, I truly believe Washington state probably has more people missing than not. But honestly, I think that because of their terrain and people don't even know, I think that the state of Washington might even be worse than Tennessee. It's just that we're not there yet. Honestly. Because I was starting to look at some numbers. Their crime is ultra, ultra low. And then, you know, after what's-his-name went on the run between Washington and, you know, they started going over into Idaho and stuff, I was looking at that, and they did end up finding a man out in the wilderness, deceased, still in his clothes and everything. We identified who we believed that person was, and I can't remember the name, but it just goes to show you that, you know, people in those desolate terrains, they know where the hiding places are. And law enforcement needs to be on the up and know where those hiding places are too, and they need to be having booby traps. It's public property. They have a right to do stuff there. And I just don't... does it cost money? Of course it costs money. If they had been doing it over the last 20 years, it wouldn't be that much. You know? They would be having to update their system instead of having to start from fresh. But they've really... you know, I know that it's hard. It's so easy to be an outsider, and it's so easy to even... sorry, my camera. That's what I like about this. Look how quickly my camera jumped up when I accidentally knocked it out. Just like that. It didn't go and knock me out until I set it back up again or anything. It just knocks it out, brings it back up. That's what I want. That drive Haiti took that morning when these kids come up missing, it's always an early leave and drive. Yes. We had some weird stuff going on with Summer Wells' case, too. And I'm absolutely convinced it's her parents. People are talking about the tree guys out there. You know what? I want to diffuse the tree situation, okay? If you guys know anything about tree truck drivers, raise your hand if you've ever seen a crew of tree truck drivers out. If you have, you typically notice one thing. They all drive together, okay? You have teams. You know why they do that? Because they don't want 15 million trucks clogging up the road, and they don't want to pay the gas. This is a business that has overhead. So when they're bidding these jobs, they know how many vehicles need to be out there, how many miles it's going to be. It gets down to the intricate numbers just like that when you're running a business, because you need to know where every penny is going in and every penny is going out. And if you notice anything about them, they roll together. So anybody that says that some tree guy snatched a kid, you're going to have to convince 2 to 3 people to keep that quiet. Okay? And most of these people have families. I don't think you're going to be able to be partnered with the most grimiest 3 people on the crew. Yeah, and Kimberly says the tree people left earlier than when she went missing that day. But there's still a lot of people recycling the whole, must have been the tree guys stuff, and it's just not like that. And people need to understand that. The red truck is problematic for me, but, as much as it's worth, Ronnie Lawson said it may or may not be needed. So I'm like, may or may not, and then it dawned on me. Is he saying that the statement about the red truck may or may not be true? And I think that's more in line with what he was saying than not saying. And then we have Lilly and Jack Sullivan. We all know the kids are deceased. Law enforcement told us early on the kids are deceased. How were they deceased? It sounds like Daniel has a really, really, really bad temper. And let's face it, he was at the house with the pink blanket. Malehya did take off, but I think it's because she knew what was going on. I don't think she really cared. I think she kind of lost interest in her older children. I think it was a thorn in the side, but it seemed to me that Daniel was the one with the outburst. It sounded like Malehya just didn't really care. Like, she didn't really want to discipline the kids. She didn't really want to do anything with the kids. So, would she have been the one? It seems like, sorry guys, I'm moving stuff around here. I'm trying to stretch my legs out. It seems to me like I want to say it seems to me like Daniel has worked overtime subtly to try to pin everything on Malehya. If you look at his words, I'm gonna have to pray over that. That Pamela, that girl has been a horrible human being, and I don't know. That's going to take a lot of prayers, right there. So that is not going to be a decision. Oops! I just hit the camera again. Oops! Did I hit the camera again? Did I unconnect it? Hold on. There we go. There we go. I'll have to pray on that because, in all honesty, everything that I was put through, nobody should ever be put through that. Ever. And the thought that anybody is going through this or it'll be done to somebody else again is just not my cup of tea. I want it to end. I want the bullying to end. I want the real life stuff to end. I want it all to end. And I'm just kind of done with the hatred on these platforms. And anybody that I know that did it. I have to decide whether I'd accept help. I know people are here to help me, but for what purpose? To hurt somebody else? The whole purpose of me going through everything that I went through and still fighting to this day is to end this, to stop it. And it still hasn't stopped yet. So again, it's going to take a lot of prayers. But for me to engage with anybody, they've got to stop the shenanigans. Because it's harmful. Somebody's going to get hurt. And I truly believe it's criminal. So I'll have to pray on that. I appreciate that she's trying to at least reach out. But again, the pain is pretty deep from this crew of misfits. Pretty stinking deep. But I'll pray over it and see. That's all I can say right now. Good morning, Frank. It's nice to see you, Mike. Yeah, life is too short to hate. Exactly. I just want it to stop. That's the message. I don't think people are getting it. They're like, oh, well, let's just move to a different person. No, it doesn't matter. It's a dangerous practice that needs to end before somebody seriously gets hurt. That's it. I'm not up here, for the clicks and the views. We're up here to advocate. We're up here for a purpose. And one of those purposes is to stop the violence. Just stop it. There's no need for it. People can have their opinions. This goes far beyond opinions. This is just, but again, I'll take help, but I've got to, I don't know. There's a lot of hurt there. All right, so with that being said, thank you, Mike. That's great. I wish I could put these on the screen. Maybe we can. Maybe eventually we can. I just don't know what needs to be added. I'm sure we're going to have to buy some little extensions or whatever for the program or whatnot, but we'll pass that. I'm just glad that you guys can see me. I'm glad that we have something behind me. I'm glad I can, add sources in here. I'm glad that we can at least share the screen. I mean, all of and I can add my intro videos and stuff like that. I've just got to take the time to find them and set them up on here so we can have it, like what we were accustomed to previously. And I still got to set up the equipment on here and make sure the equipment's going to work. So this is not going to be our last test on the system, but this was our first test on the system, our very, very basic test on this system. Aw, thank you. Being kind is free and will make someone's day better. We can be kind. Yeah, and that's my message. Is if people, I don't want to ever put down somebody that is everybody has to change at some point, right? Like, I was a problem child until I wasn't, right? At some point, you've got to make amends and, start living a better lifestyle. And if people are going to make that effort, I support that. I don't want anybody thinking that just because you've been nasty or mean or, a terrible person previously that you're stuck with that. That's exactly the opposite of what, I inspire here on this show. It's just I also inspire people to have boundaries and healthy boundaries. And, what does that look like in a situation where somebody has brutalized me like that lady and then now wants to speak to me? What does that look like? I'm a normal, reasonable person, but, what's the motivation behind it? You always got to ask, is it a booby trap? Is it a booby trap? Right? It's sad we got to ask that stuff on here. I just covered true crime, want to advocate for victims and tell the punks that did this to the victims to go F themselves. And, we're coming after them and we're going to raise our voices and we're going to change the laws. The stuff that makes the world go round, it's serious stuff, but it's not serious enough for everything that I had to go through in order to advocate for victims. It was ridiculous. So there's going to be some healthy boundary. Like I said, I just want to pray. I don't want to say no because that's not fair. But I do want to just take a breather in and just pray over it and make sure I move cautiously. Perfect statement, Pete. Perfect statement, Pete. All right, guys, I want you guys to have an amazing day. Thank you for coming and taking a walk with me through this very nerve-wracking process of changing our system. This is not fun, okay? I just want to say it's not fun. But we're here. We're in a good step, okay? We're in a good step in the right direction. And I feel like this is something I should have done years ago. I knew about OBS a long time ago. It's just that at the time StreamYard was working. It was something where I didn't have to build an entire studio. Like StreamYard is a built studio, okay? OBS is a blank canvas. Okay. I want you to understand we're not dealing with apples and oranges, or we're not dealing with apples and apples here, okay? We're dealing with apples and oranges, okay? So I have to make my StreamYard, okay? I got a blank canvas, and crafty Betty has got to, make it my StreamYard, okay? You deserve a call. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So we're in the step in the right direction. And once I start building it and learning a little bit more, I'm watching tutorials. You know, it's going to probably take me a while. This is night and day different than what I am accustomed to by any stretch of the imagination. But I think this was the right step. I think we needed to be here. Next will be, you know, setting up our Streamlabs and being able to make sure that we have this on the go. Right? It's easy to do a lot of stuff from your computer, but having it functioning out on the road is going to be another hurdle. So that's where we're going to be coming from. Guys, we didn't meet our goal for the coffee cup today, but thank you all for participating. Tomorrow, I'm giving a coffee cup away this week. So it's either going to be tomorrow morning or tomorrow night. It'll most likely be tomorrow night. Okay, we're giving a coffee cup away tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we have a 8 o'clock show with a private guest. You guys will learn who the guest is when they arrive on the show. And I hope you guys come along. I may actually, depending on how the show is set up, I may actually open the phone lines for about 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes just to get 2 or 3 phone calls in to ask our guests some questions. If you would like to, I'm not sure. I haven't made my decision just yet on how the flow is going to be for tomorrow. But we have a special guest that I'm super, super excited for you guys to meet. I'm excited to meet. And I think we'll get some good intel and information. Aw, thank you, Michelle. I wish I could show these things on the screen. We're going to get somewhere. I know that there's got to be a way to show the comments and the... you know, the gifts that the audience gives. Like we have a Bullhorn Betty membership gifted by Michelle. It won't even show me your full, so I don't even know. I think it's I don't know which Michelle it is. Michelle Vincent. There it is. I see Kimberly received it, and that it finally put your full name in there. But on the box, it cut off your name. So I apologize about that. But I know that there's a way. So I've just got to keep working it until we get the functionality of what we're used to. And once we get the functionality of what we're used to, then we'll enhance it. We'll start making it better from there. But we just need to get to where we were and then start developing it from there. And that's what I'll be working on. Back and forth, but I think we got a winner chicken dinner, guys. So I'm super excited that I finally had my first show on OBS Studio. Never used it before. A little interesting, as you can see. It's very basic right now. It's because I set it up. Okay, now it has to be finessed. So thank you all for bearing with me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping me run my test this morning on the Bullhorn Betty channel. And just let me know your thoughts. For those that are replaying on the replay through, put your comments in there. This is, now just to let you know, I'm running from an external camera, but the audio is directly from the MacBook Pro. I don't have any equipment set up in here that's set up in the office. We'll have to run it with all the equipment in the office to make sure everything is, you know, jiving together. We'll probably do that tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow morning because I'll need it prepared for tomorrow night for our show. So we'll see how you know what, I may run, and you guys might shoot me for this, but I might run through, I think I might run through StreamYard for this video. I don't want anything kind of messing up. And it'll be my first show with someone. I think I need to do a test run with someone before I run them through this. So, well, I have to use a source to get the person on anyways. Ooh, I know how to do it. I know how to do it now. I just thought about it. I think I'm going to run... I think I'm going to run it through OBS. We'll see. But I think I'm going to run it through OBS. Yep. Because I can put my member on StreamYard, just put their face up on there and bring them to the OBS screen, and then I'll be on the OBS screen, and then we can have our conversation. I think that's how it'll work. I don't want to screw it up. I'm going through StreamYard until I'm confident. I want you guys to hear this. We'll go through StreamYard. We're not going to be on here tomorrow night. We'll run OBS in the mornings, but we're going to go to StreamYard tomorrow night. I've made the decision because I just don't want to screw it up, right? I'm excited that we're going to have this person on. I'm excited for you guys to meet this person. I'm excited for you guys to learn more about. We'll just leave it at that. And anyways, that's it. That's what we got, folks. So I appreciate you all coming and hanging out with me today. If you're on the replay crew, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you soon. Let me know your thoughts, because I'm racking my head, and you guys are the ones that have to watch me on that end. So if this is better, let me know it's better. When it gets worse, let me know it's worse. You know, we got to work until we get all the kinks and stuff out of this streaming, and then we'll be in good shape. So, all right, guys, I love you. Have a great day. We may be back this afternoon. We may not. I've got a lot of work that needs to be done before the weekend hits, and I've got to pull time from somewhere. So it's coming from you guys this week. All right, I love you guys. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. God bless, and have a great Thursday.